So I just got done seeing The Monkey, and I have to say, it was a movie. It had a plot. It also had actors in it. And they released it in theaters. But it puts the horror in horrible. Let's talk about it.
Everything okay up there?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Oh, fuck.
Chia, what is going on, everybody? It is yours truly, the Ace, here with my review to The Monkey. Hit that comment section and let me know if this was even a movie that you were interested in, and if you did see it, what did you think about it? And also, I want to know what your favorite horror comedy movie is. I'm definitely interested to see what you guys put in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get into The Monkey. The Monkey is the latest Stephen King adaptation brought to the big screen, where twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey and a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. You know, cut. Ace, you gotta add more attention to this scene. I got you. So The Monkey is the latest Stephen King adaptation brought to the big screen, where twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey and a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged siblings to confront the cursed toy. Chills. Let me stop. I didn't have high expectations going into this movie. I checked it out. About halfway through, I checked out. Half my theater as well. I saw a lot of people on their phones. The horror genre is a difficult one to navigate through. You have to be able to have the suspense and tension of a horror movie, but the comedic timing to be able to make it funny. This movie, in my opinion, has neither. A movie I think does the horror comedy very well is Idle Hands, such a classic. I love that movie. It's just something about that movie. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on it. There were some things that worked well for this movie. You could tell the actors were trying. They weren't really reining in. Theo James and Christian Convery do a great job at the dual role performances. Playing two different characters at the same time can be very difficult, but they do a good job at differentiating them. Along with Tatiana Maslany, who does a great job at her supporting role. On top of that, cinematically, I definitely thought it felt like a Stephen King adaptation. So it worked well. But this movie's strong point, realistically, is the exaggerated death scenes. It sets the tone of what kind of movie it's going to be within the first 5 minutes. You're like, okay, it's a gore fest. If you like that kind of stuff, you might like this movie. Very, very over the top. You kind of got to turn your brain off to some of them. Very Final Destination-esque like with a toy monkey. I was all for it initially. And if you're a person that you like that gory type of movie where it's no holds barred, anything could happen to these characters, this might be for you. This movie had potential. First half of the movie, I was invested. I was more interested in seeing this film go on, telling the story from the kids' point of view, continuously seeing them deal with the monkey and the curse, rather than the 25-year time jump. That's where it loses me. I understand Theo James is the biggest actor in this movie, but it loses me when he gets inserted into it, because I'm not as invested in him as I was with the kids, because we got to see, like I said, Christian Convery's performance, and we got to see how everything was transpiring. And then it just lost me after the time jump. It felt like there were two completely different people growing up. I understand people change and stuff like that, but it just didn't work for me. Why would I care about these characters when I'm not really invested because of how long the time jump was? Like I said, I do just feel like if the movie would have just been centered around the kids the entire time, I think it would have been better. Like I said earlier, this movie fails as a horror comedy movie. It doesn't know if it wants to be a horror movie. It doesn't know if it wants to be a comedy movie. In my opinion, they should have just leaned into the horror aspect 100% instead of failed, dry humor at the end of death scenes where it's like a character dies and then you're trying to crack a joke when it's not even funny. It just kills the momentum and the tension of the movie when you're trying to build something up and then somebody dies, but then here comes the joke. It just didn't work. Like, in my opinion, when it comes to the horror comedy movies, the characters need to be funny, not necessarily just the moments. And I don't feel like this movie really captures that. When it comes to the horror side, It's a lot of manufactured tension that they're trying to push forward in this movie. We know the rules from the jump. You turn the key in the monkey's back, the monkey starts drumming. After the drumming, somebody randomly dies that's associated with the character. So we know the rules. So why in the second part of the movie are you trying to change the rules when you're adding darker tones, you're adding the dark themes, you're trying to add suspense? I gotta give credit that they're trying to, but it's not believable because I already know the rules of this universe. The monkey's not even in the scene. I don't expect anybody to die. So it's like it doesn't really know its own rules. It plays very loosely with its own rules, and it just doesn't work for me. Like I said, when it comes to the humor side, I didn't laugh. There was a couple times like, I might have got a little chuckle, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, nobody in my theater really laughed either. A lot of the jokes fell flat. They were kind of corny. They tried, but it just really didn't work as a horror comedy movie. This also lacks focus. It's already struggling to be a horror comedy movie. And then it tries to throw like fatherhood and sibling rivalries and family drama into the mix. And it just felt out of place for this type of movie. Like, because once they make the time jump, I no longer feel like I'm invested in the characters. So why do I care what they're kind of going through with their lives? Like, it just feels like it's so all over the place and it doesn't really know what it wants to be. But overall, I went to this movie wanting to be entertained. I was severely disappointed. Like I said, it's just not for me. It might be for you. So maybe you check it out. Maybe you stream it. Let me know what you guys think. But for a movie that's a horror comedy, a Stephen King adaptation, I expected to be more entertained. But I just was bored at the end of the day. I wasn't the only one. Like I said, I was looking around my theater. Other people were bored as well. It just didn't do it for me. Maybe it'll do it for you guys. Like I said, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you did watch it, let me know what you think. I would love to know what you guys' thoughts are on it. But yeah, a couple hours of my life I'm not getting back. It is what it is. 2 movies down, 23 to go in the 2025 season. Like I said, I'll be covering a lot more movies on this channel. So make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. As always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I am yours truly, the Ace. Adios.